Welcome to the TVMusic Network Podcast with Phyllis and Belinda. I'm Belinda.
And I'm Phyllis.
And today we're going to talk about the soap operas.
Yeah, we're going to catch up on all the stuff that's been happening in Port Charles and in Los Angeles at the Fashion House.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Bold and the Beautiful. And we're going to talk about General Hospital.
And I say both with the heavy sigh because as entertaining as they are, sometimes it can be a little frustrating as with everything.
That is true. That is true. We're going to only cover those two today due to time.
Yeah.
And I promise by the next podcast, we will talk about the other two shows, which is Days of Our Lives and Young and the Restless.
And the Young and the Restless.
I just have to we've been a little busy, and I just got to get caught up on one of them. That's why we haven't...
And I have to get caught up on both. And there's somewhere I'm just not... And in addition to being busy, it's just been really hard at the moment to watch all 4 soaps and then watch some nighttime stuff and to work. And, it's a lot. But as everybody knows.
Basically, this time of the year,
right.
It's Emmy season.
Cruel summer.
So we just finished Emmy. We'll talk about different podcasts.
Yeah.
Basically, we've been doing a lot of events. So it's been Emmy considerations. So there's been a lot of panels and screenings and all that stuff to prepare for the upcoming Emmys.
Right.
So we've been busy with that. And we just finished
festival
23.
Stuff
It's
going
festival
on.
season.
Yeah,
there's
Comic-Con, everything.
Yeah, it's like a concert every night. I have been out, plus our everyday life. So that's what's been going on. But anyway, enough of that.
We're so busy.
I know, enough of that. But we're going to talk about the soap operas. And we're going to start right with The Bold and the Beautiful.
Yes.
Now, The Bold and the Beautiful.
There's a lot going on that show. A lot of twists, a lot of things that are going on. What is going on with Hope?
Yes.
Hope has kind of lost herself. Thomas has left. Thomas is engaged to Paris. Him and Paris and Douglas are a happy little family now. They moved to Paris, and Hope has lost her mind. And I don't know if it's an ego thing where she can't handle the fact that she got rejected by someone she loves. She's always been, the girl who dumps everybody or the girl who gets what she wants, and now she's on the receiving end of it. I just don't know. But some of the things that have been going on with her have been out of character to me or uncharacteristic of her.
I agree. I agree. There's always been a thing whether you are like Brooke and Hope fans versus Steffi and Taylor fans. It's always been that situation. And, you can like both. Yeah. You can dislike both. You could like some and you could, it's always one. But the thing that's always been, it's always been this Steffi, Liam, Hope thing. And for once, we have something going on, and Liam is not running around in the middle of it. So I kind of like that. Yeah. But what I don't like, I would have predicted, which I did predict in the last podcast, that Thomas and Hope would be going bye. Right. And I was really not happy because I thought Paris was going to go back to Paris, broke by herself alone and everything else. And she actually went back to Paris with Thomas and Douglas. And I'm like, they're still together? Right. So I don't know if that was a change of plans of the obvious, or they decided to do it, or I know Matt Atherton took some time off since he got married. Did he take some more time off, and that's why he's gone? Is he coming back? I don't know what the status is.
I was happy for once that Paris did not get the short end of the stick. Yep. Where she finally, if she's happy, she said her and Thomas have a healthy relationship. They're honest with each other. Everything's fine. I'm like, you know what? Good for her. It's about time somebody won a little bit, because I'm like, she's going to get shafted, it's going to be ridiculous, and all that stuff, and so I was happy for her.
I guess third time's a charm. Yeah. Because I was just like, this is, I even said, where this is going to end. Yep. And it didn't end that way. And hey, who knows? Maybe by the next podcast in the year, we'll be saying it ended that way. I was ready for her mother to come back and try to pick another Emmy nomination on the scene. It was just like the oddest thing. So I was really surprised. Like I said, I don't know what the status is on Matt.
They're in Paris and happy, and Hope needs to deal with it.
It would be interesting if they would show them in Paris. Like if they had showed a couple scenes. Because since Bold and Beautiful is this fashion house and they go back and forth, that was always a good way to have characters come and go.
Right.
Like they had Zende was there for a while working in Paris. And
right, the Milan fashion house.
Yeah, so which would normally happen. If this is like a rich, top-notch fashion house, you would have different stuff. And, so I thought that would be, nice to do. But I said, I really don't know. I know he's on contract and Diamond's on contract. I know she was working on another project.
Diamond's been busy.
She's been very busy, but they don't.
Diamond is the girl who plays Paris on the show.
But I always get mad.
And Matt is the guy who plays Thomas on the show.
But I always get mad because I'm like, where is she? Like, what's going on? Can we see her? Yeah. And as I said in the last podcast, or every podcast, I say that Bold and Beautiful is a half-an-hour show, and they focus on 7 people. And there's probably about 14, 15 people on the staff. And I like to see more blends of the characters.
I'd like for them to show more than one story. That's always been my ask from the show. Show more than one story. And by more than one story, I don't mean show all the characters talking about the same story or focus on the same person. I want there to be an A story, a B story, and a C story.
Yeah, or maybe just an A and a B. It's only a half-an-hour show. Maybe just maybe an A and a B and throw a C every other day. But what happens on the show
did it better than anybody.
Well, that's Ryan's hope.
And it was a half an hour.
It was a half an hour. That's true. That is true. But my thing is, then when they show everybody, those people are talking about the same story, and you'll be like, you'll click the scene, and they'll be talking about the same story, and you click it again, and you'll see like they had this thing with Hope. What happened with Hope? So we talked about Hope. And you mentioned, or did you not mention, about Hope and this kiss? And she tried to kiss Finn. We'll make it short.
Yeah, Hope's been having fantasies about Finn. She gets headaches. She gets something. I don't know. I really can't explain it. But she's been having these things about Finn. Finn will come. He'll be nice to her. And all of a sudden, she'll be like, oh, he's looking kind of good. Oh, Steffi doesn't deserve him. I deserve him. I really don't understand the motivation for it, but she's been having it. And at the last party they had at the launch of Brooke's bedroom, they had a party to celebrate it where they had champagne. Everybody was at the bar getting tipsy, and she was drinking, and she kissed Finn. And Finn's like, they did the little tag, like, oh, I'm being kissed. And then, oh, wait a minute, what are you doing? And all that stuff. And so they talked about it. And so then Finn told Steffi that he goes, nothing happened. We really but I thought you should know because you're my wife and I'm telling you a secret and I know you're going to freak out, which is basically what I'm telling you. But Hope kissed me. Steffi's like, what? Oh, she kissed me. Oh, my God. I told you to stay away from her, Finn. You're too nice, you're too gullible, you're too this, whatever. I gotta get away. Oh, I just can't be around you anymore. And then, of course, she's got to tell Hope off. And Hope's like her, just like your mother. Yeah. Oh, my God. The Logans, the Logans. And I'm, oh, my God, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta play that. It's supposed to be soapy. And maybe it's soapy to some people. But to me, it just was like junior high school. It was just like, straight out of like something you do in junior high.
It's soapy. It's just repetitive.
Maybe that's what it was. If it wasn't so repetitive,
you're right.
Then maybe I would think it was more. But to me, it seemed out of character for Hope.
Yeah,
depending on what your feelings are about Hope. It just seemed like they just made it up to do something different. Like, we can't use Liam this week. Right. Let's make this thing. We're all fantasizing over Finn. We did this when Paris had a little crush. So now we know Finn's a nice guy. He's a doctor.
He's the ultimate hero.
He's the ultimate hero. So you see him. I'm sure the people, work like, oh, he's so sweet. I'm sure he got like a work wife and all this stuff too. Because Paris, when they took her in, she had like a little cry. Oh, he was just so sweet. He's like the perfect man. Steffi's so lucky.
Nice. Right.
And now Hope is thinking, you're so nice and sweet. Yeah. Steffi doesn't, deserve you and all that.
I'm so lucky.
And I'm so lucky and all that stuff too. And that's fine. It just seemed to me like it was like out of place to me, out of character. And then.
Right.
And then this kiss happened at a party.
Yeah.
And it was like, with everybody there, like around the corner, everybody was there, including the models in their lingerie for the launch party.
Right.
Boy, Michael Damian,
Yeah.
One of the reasons I had to tune in that day.
They had Danny and Cricket.
They did a crossover.
Danny was visiting. He was on tour.
Yeah.
And they had the LA stop, so they went and they visited Forrester.
It was great. I mean, here he comes. He's playing the Wiltern. You know, he stayed with him. He's like, let me go down and visit the guys, over at Bone the Beautiful.
I'm in town. Let me go.
I'm in town. So he went on down to, visit the fashion house. And I thought, this is right. And then he sang Rock On.
His
a new version of Rock On. We had that going. And they did so much press.
Yeah.
To talk about their return. You got to give, I don't know if it's Michael Damian or if it's, I want to say Cricket, Laura Lee Bell, or if it's her people, if it's his people, or if it's the Young Wrestlers PR. Or both, but it's something to do with Young Wrestlers.
They crossed it over.
When they come anywhere, they are everywhere. Michael, they do press.
Right.
Michael, they promote their couple. They are out. They run into tonight.
Right.
They're everywhere, and they do it all the time. And that's something that I think everyone should learn from, and whatever, because it's just those two.
Yeah,
and sure enough,
campaign blitz.
Here we are watching it tonight. Here they are. We got to do the crossover. They show Michael Damian, and I'm like, well, I'm there. So anyway, it just seemed like there was an out of place for a party. And one point I was watching it, and I was like, who's that in the slip? But it was one of the girls from the fashion house.
Right.
I don't know. But anyway, so that whole storyline is this. And then you got like 500 conversations of Brooke and Ridge talking about what's wrong with Hope.
Yeah.
What happened? She kissed him, and then what are we going to do? Then we're worried. And then, and the Ridge is like, I don't need any trauma. I got Thomas. I got one kid off with Paris.
I got one kid that's kind of happy.
Yeah.
I can't be having any more problems.
I don't need Steppy doing something. I need your daughter to stay away from her husband because then I got to deal with it. And then I got kid number 3, which is RJ. So it seems like, I don't know, it just seems kind of out of place to me. But, so we talked about that. The main thing we really need to talk about is this Luna storyline. Last time we talked about the Luna, Bill, and Poppy storyline. Yeah. We weren't going to talk about it this time because we try to switch it up. But there's been so much going on, we have to talk about it.
Good
now,
Lord.
Phyllis, you are on a roll.
Yep, I am.
You are on a roll.
Yes, I am.
You figure these things out that no one figures it out. I'll never forget the time when you figured out, and I told Brad Bell this, when you figured out on One Life to Live.
Oh my, what'd you tell Brad Bell?
That Trevor St. John was Todd. Was that what it was? Was Todd?
Oh, One Life to Live, right.
One Life to Live.
They first came.
When he first came, he walked in, he was
the recast, pretending to be someone else, but he was really Todd.
And you mentioned it, and I'm like, no, he isn't, whatever else, too. And we even talked about it online. Everybody's like, no. And he ended up being that thing.
Yeah, but I digress.
So, long story short, when they did the Maya storyline, still one of my favorite storylines on Bone the Beautiful, with Rick, who's Maya going to be or whatever, at that time, no one guessed what it was. I didn't guess it. You didn't guess it. None of us guessed it.
Right.
Jacob Young, who played Rick at the time, said he goes, what is she, a man? And whatever else, too. So we're...
Spoiler alert.
This is like how many years ago?
Yeah, no, but in other markets they're behind.
Oh, they're not
that far behind, but still.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's don't true. Be dropping spoilers.
Yeah, like the time.
Well, no, never mind. I'm teasing you.
Well, at the time I told the guy.
Go ahead, spoil.
Well, from 24 in a foreign country, and I didn't say it was a new show. And the guy goes, "Wait, what?" I'm
like, that's funny.
Oh, anyway.
Yeah, let's spoil away.
Yeah, a long story short, so we were talking about the storyline. Everybody saw how unique it was, and we were really praising the story. It was a great storyline, and everyone got nominated and all this stuff too. And we were talking to Brad Bell about it, how no one figured it out. He said, no one. I said, no one figured it out. I said, my sister didn't figure it out. And she figured it out. I told him that story.
I usually guess all of them.
And he thought it was kind of funny. But you were on a roll because you said something was off and something was tricky. Yeah. And there was going to be some twist with this Luna, Bill, what you call a storyline. And
the minute, too, they said Tom must have been killed from someone he knew. And someone he knew. And then how the letters get into the apartment. Who could be in the apartment? Who could be whatever. And I'm thinking, this seems like it's got Luna written all over it. It was just weird.
Yeah, so Tom got killed, as you know. And now Holliis got killed.
Right.
And both of them got killed by drinking this poison. Well, they didn't think it was poison. They just thought it was a drink.
That girl is poison. It should be that girl has poison.
That girl has poison, yes. And Luna, we find out now, is the killer.
Yep.
Okay, which I didn't guess Luna to be the killer.
I wondered if she was the minute those letters were in the backpack in the apartment or something. And I'm like, wait a minute, it's just kind of weird.
Well, there's a lot of things weird with this.
Anyway.
And I'll keep what's weird about it.
Luna has been exposed as the killer.
Yeah, Luna's been exposed as the killer.
And this past week, she had the full-on villain edit thing, like where the villain tells you in the last 15 minutes to kill somebody,
everything that happens,
how they did it.
It was straight out how she did the thing.
Scooby-Doo, yep.
Yeah, she's dressed up like Janet Jackson from the Rhythm Nation video. She's got this hat on. This
stuff.
I was ready for her to break out and do the moves from, I was ready for her to break out and do the F, But anyway, she's walking around.
Just did. She's been in that Fat Forrester sample closet.
Yeah,
taking making sure all the clothes and stuff, making sure she's looking good.
So I was thinking, how did she take these people out? But I know she went backstage. She took a little, in the drink, so she poisoned them. And then this thing with Tom found the bag. Holliis found the bag with the letters. So that's how you know that Bill can't be her father. It has to be this guy, Tom. So she took him out.
Right.
So she actually put poison in his thing and his drink. And so she killed him, then took the backpack. And she knew him because they were friends. And she just was so cold and just like, you were in my way. And I had to take you out.
Yeah, the thing that's weird about that... Well, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Well, the issue I have with it, I know I say it all the time, so I'll keep it short. This restaurant is in Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
This ain't happening.
Yeah.
I know when you watch soap operas, you're supposed to disdain the belief.
Well, there's a lot going on
things
in L.A. now with the construction
maybe it could be,
going on.
Maybe it could be.
They're building the new subway line to try to get ready by the time for the Olympics. It's going to run from downtown all the way up to UCLA. I'm not sure where else it's going to go from UCLA, but that continuing line's going. So, right where Rodeo is, they show that a lot. Beverly and Wilshire and Rodeo, there's going to be a subway station there. Yeah. And all the way through. So, there's a lot going on there.
Okay, so maybe in the midst of all the construction, that things have been a little lax.
Right.
Because as I say, first of all, that restaurant would not still be open. It's in the heart of Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
Number two, everyone gets killed there. Like your family members or friends, you get shot there, but you go there every day for lunch.
Go there every day for lunch? I wouldn't go back there again.
I would go back there again. I would be walking that way. And then number five, there's so many restaurants that you can sit right outside and eat. Yeah. You can sit right. There's so many, patio things for you to eat outside and places to eat. Not to mention your Uber, DoorDash.
Yeah.
Uber,
and
DoorDash.
Coco.
And now we have the little Coco, little cars, that little robot cars that bring your food.
Yeah.
That you would be going to this restaurant.
Right.
It's the best restaurant. You just wouldn't go there at all.
Yeah, with an ex-con.
With an ex-con who runs it.
And a serial killer.
Who's married to a serial killer. But everyone seems to go there.
Right.
Everyone is like hanging out there, going there.
Right.
So it would have, and they're still going.
People died in the alley.
Shot. And I'm thinking, this is in Beverly Hills? All this is going on? First of all, he had the whole poison thing, and like they didn't find him until the next morning.
Yeah.
And she was able to walk in there.
He was gonna close.
Oh, maybe he was closing, and she walked in because she knew him.
Yeah.
And then she got the drink.
He didn't say anything. I don't know.
Okay, I'm trying to figure it out, but that's just the funniest thing to me ever is when this happens, and it's like, this is in Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And then the red herrings.
Yeah.
Justin was there for 2 days.
They only came to be red herrings, and we never saw them again.
Yeah. Right.
We haven't, like I said, we hadn't seen them since they were at the Emmys, picking up nominations and Teddy keep it up a win.
Yeah.
They come back now one day just to pop up at this restaurant, and now they're gone again.
Maybe Jimmy Kimmel effect. Maybe make sure they got their insurance or something.
It could be. It could be.
I don't know.
And maybe they'll pop back up again.
Yeah.
Because I think they popped up again, and now Justin is back working, like it's for Bill. When we last saw him, he was working for Ridge against Bill. I don't really know. But anyway, I don't really know. I guess we won't know until that story. So now we find out that Luna has set this whole thing up. Bill wasn't her father. She set up the whole paternity test.
Yeah. And she's framing her mother.
She's framing her mother.
Which I'm okay with, because I'm not a really big Poppy fan to begin with. So I'm good.
Yeah, like I said, she tricked Lee with this test.
Yeah.
She tricked her mom, and she's setting her mom up.
Yeah, she tricked Bill. Now she's trying to land Bill for herself.
And she kissed Bill. That was like a shocker on one of the Friday headlines. You find out now about this pill thing with RJ. She slept with Luna, taking mom's happy pills.
Oh, yeah, I forgot
So now
about
she
that.
came to town setting them up. And I always kept saying, who is she talking to? Every time you saw her at the beginning, she was like, yes, I'm here. So-and-so.
You know what's funny about that?
She was dying to be an intern. It's like she Googled them and wrote them all down and made her mark it.
You know what's funny with that? To do the mark on Bill or the mark on RJ or something. That's the storyline that I wanted for Denise Richards' character or for Rena Sofer's character. Yeah. But I can't remember Denise Richards. How she came to town.
She came to town with her daughter.
And they thought maybe Bill was the dad, or Ridge was the dad, or somebody was. I don't know who they thought was the dad.
And she was dead. Then we ended up making Storm the dad. Oh,
yes. Oh. That's the story that I thought this should be happening. So Luna's a grifter.
It's the same.
And Poppy's a grifter, but really not.
And that should have been the same story with when Rena Sofer was there with her.
Yeah, ain't it?
Yeah, that should have been the storyline. But anyway. I like a good mother-daughter coming to rip off some rich person and all that. That's a good. I like the father, like that too.
And I like that Bill actually had a storyline, whatever. But the thing that kind of got me about this is that Katie, they bring Will back, and Will's supposed to hate. Yeah. And Will hates Poppy. Will hates when he's supposed to have a problem with it. So shouldn't Will be the one that is investigating, trying to get rid of Poppy, trying to get rid of Luna or something like that? And it's like Luna's the killer and she's targeting Steffi. But shouldn't she be targeting Katie? Or shouldn't she be targeting Will?
Or she should be targeting Will.
I don't know. Steffi was a complete prize. Because Steffi is the Carly of Bold and the Beautiful. She has to be in a story or has to be something when she really shouldn't be. She shouldn't always be in it, and so that's what I think. I'm like, Steffi, what's Steffi doing there?
Yeah.
Steffi goes to see Bill out of nowhere.
Just pop off. They used to date. So
Nope.
Date.
Don't try to fix it.
All right.
I don't get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, she showed up and saw that Luna kissed Bill.
Right.
So now Luna has to eliminate Steffi. Now, Luna's a little girl. Does she get, some monster strength? All of a sudden she can take everybody out? No, but I mean by little girl, how is she taking all these people out? But I forgot.
Yeah, how she get the big cage.
How she get the cage. How she get all that, but
Yeah.
So, long story short, Steffi sees her. And it's a scene straight out, I saw you,
I know what you did. Orange Juice Jones.
Orange Juice Jones with that song. I saw you and walk in the rain. Yeah. It was a song that came out in the 80s.
Yep.
And all that stuff too. Because anytime you have to mention an 80s, whatever you do it. Orange Juice Jones. I saw you walk in the rain. And he goes, so I followed you. And he's in the video.
I saw you. You were kissing him. You trying to hit Bill. Bill's my
exactly said that. So you need to look it up.
My daughter's grandfather.
So if you never heard that song,
Bill's family.
Do a search on YouTube. Be sure you watch the video. It's hysterical. It is
kind of funny.
It's just so 80s. So anyway, so she says she saw him. She follows us. Now she has to get rid of Steffi.
Yeah,
because Steffi's now messing up her game plan. Right. So instead of going after Katie, who's her ex, Bill's ex.
Right.
And Will, I guess, did he just go to the beach? Is he just say,
I saw him a couple of times.
Maybe he's just hanging at the beach like a teenager does because Bill lives right on the shore.
Can we talk a second about him? He's adorable.
Oh, he's adorable,
He's really cute.
Yeah. He looks like his dad. Looks just like his dad.
His father is Josh Morrow. He's Crew Morrow. And his father is Josh Morrow.
So he's right there. Because they film right.
They can carpool.
They film right.
I don't know. I thought he did a really good job.
Literally films right next door.
And he has a history with Heather Tom.
And you're walking, you'll see wait a minute, it's literally next door.
Right.
Yeah. So that's that. I like him.
Yeah, it's cute.
I just gotta see him.
Where is he? Yeah.
Maybe he'll pop up next week. Because as we said about the show, people come and go, and then weeks later, and then they'll pop up and you don't see him. I guess Zende is off to Paris or off to or
Zende was
running
around.
errands. We haven't really seen him much. I'm sure he'll pop up with this whole Poppy
He was
thing.
there with the Brooks bedroom launch. He was around for that, I think.
Well, that was nice since Brooks here, kind of show up, kind of
that
show
was
for
nice
work and all that.
Right.
And then they do things, and then another thing, Allie Mills pops in and out between shows.
Yeah.
Not like
hey,
Days.
If you can get work, do it.
Not like Wally does at Days, but all of a sudden she popped up, and I'm like, You just came, but I guess she came for the party.
She came
for the party. And I guess that would make sense.
And everybody's like, oh, we miss Allie. We can hang around with her all day if we have her come to this party.
Yeah.
That's the only reason she came.
And that's what she said.
To say hey to everybody.
I think she came to say hi to everybody.
Yeah.
Just came to say hi and spend the day and all that and everything because there was really nothing. I'm like, I thought maybe she might start a little something. I don't think she had a story.
I was ready for her to have one.
I thought maybe she might catch Hope trying to kiss Ben.
Yeah.
Did she even make the lemon bars? I don't think she even cooked this time. She just basically came and was hanging out.
Yeah.
It was like, okay.
That's
but anyway,
funny.
So now we have Luna, but I mentioned last time, there's a lot of airtime with Luna and Poppy. You bring these two characters in. They're both on contract. You bring them in. I'm happy that they're here because we got some, minority representation. They're both, Asians. Ladies, I'm really happy with something, but they have taken over the show. The show's only a half an hour.
I'm not even invested in
And we need to lose a little bit more.
I could be invested in Luna.
You've written a family.
Right.
We got Lee and Finn.
Right.
And we got Poppy and Luna.
Yeah.
And to me, if you're going to bring in Poppy, you can bring in Luna. You could have my girl Naomi, who plays Lee. Let's give her a bigger part. Why isn't she doing some of these things besides being the evil sister? Let's, and nothing against these two actresses.
I would have been nice to try Lee and Bill.
That could have been, the triangle should have been Lee, Bill, and Poppy. Since you were bringing her anyway. You were bringing her and Heather.
Bill, and Katie.
Katie.
Yeah.
Heather Tom.
Yeah.
That should have been the triangle.
Right. Poppy could have been the supportive friend.
And then,
I don't know.
the supportive sister. Then you had Luna, RJ, and Zende, which they tried for.
Oh, yeah.
Which they tried for 2 weeks. And then that was that. So that's what that should have been.
Right.
Then you should have had Carter, who
just a waste.
Okay, Carter.
Can we get
just
Carter?
Fine.
And you know what?
He's just fine.
You know what'd be
he's
nice?
He's tall. He's dark.
If
he's
Carter,
handsome.
Went to Port Charles.
He's educated
and found Jordan, or if Jordan went to L.A. and found Carter. That's the crossover I want to see because both of them are not being used to the best of their abilities.
And Jordan. Whoa.
Yeah, wouldn't that be hot?
What Corden. Whoa, Corden.
I don't know what you call it.
But this guy is just fine, walking down the street, educated, in Beverly Hills, going to that restaurant, and he only dates inside the office. I mean,
well, there's a lot of women there. He can go back and forth. He can go for the models. He can go wherever.
And the models never come after him. The models are always trying to pick on Thomas. Do you think the models are always trying to pick on Thomas to make a little flirt things? They figure Thomas is a Forrester. I'm trying to get that, stay in that family.
Models don't want to be. I don't know. Maybe Carter's off limits.
These models would be. Maybe Carter has a girlfriend. Him and Katie broke off screen. Maybe he met somebody on screen.
Maybe
all I know is that Carter's just a little too hot and everything. Then again, he makes it weird decisions. So maybe that when he started dating him, it might be these weird decisions.
Yeah, but sometimes when you're dating somebody and they are weird, you have to date them before you realize that they're weird. Or a lot of times, we do it all the time, we women. Mm-hmm. I haven't done it in a while, but you do it where you date somebody when you know that person is not the right person for you. Nope. But then you go out with them, you try another date, you go, oh, well, that concert's coming up. And so we did say we would go, so I'll break up with him after the concert. And then the concert comes and you kind of have a good time, but then you don't, but then you still date him. Maybe that's what Carter is doing. Or maybe that's what somebody else is doing. You go, oh, well, I could. Maybe I could.
Yeah, well, as I tell my friends, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
And they don't listen.
Yeah.
But maybe I talk to Carter. Be like, Carter, first of all, let's walk a little bit down Wilshire and get you some other friends down there. Let's get off that street and go down this street. When you leave the office, there's more than that one restaurant. Maybe you can meet some other people.
Yeah.
They might be drama, too.
It would be nice if they gave Carter a 6-week story where he comes and he dates maybe one of Bill's hot, business takeover people.
Yeah.
Or they are always going to Europe. Going where it would be nice if Carter had somebody when last time they went to Italy. Carter's like, oh, I don't want to see so-and-so. Or they have, they probably won't have her now. Darren Brooks' wife came on there and she was like a publicist.
Oh, she sure was,
But maybe Carter would be like, oh, I don't want to see her again. We had a little one-night stand to see each other. But he'd go, just anything.
I mean, they were all down there, and then when they
were
down there looking at the hole and the peephole and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody came home all happy in Italy and all that. And then Carter came home and said...
Carter came home single.
And Carter came home and said, all right, got to work tomorrow. Yeah. I got to get that accounting together.
Yeah, I got to get that accounting.
Because I am the accountant and the reverend and the so-and-so and whatever. So I got to, Carter works all kind of jobs. And then you don't go to the gym anymore. We don't see Carter. They used to show me, they show them upstairs working out and all that stuff too. Can we just see more Carter?
Yeah.
That's all
just
we're asking.
More Carter.
And I say just more of him because he's, hot and everything. Just a storyline.
Yeah.
Because Carter has relatives. You would never know that. They had one time wrote in, but he was...
Well, no, Carter
that's how he came
family.
To the picture.
That's what Eric said. Carter is family.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So.
Yeah, Carter is family, not by blood. Carter's... They made him his family. But Carter came into the show with a family.
Oh, yeah.
Carter came in. Wasn't Carter connected with Tessa's battle?
Yeah, Marcus.
Was Marcus.
Yeah, he was Marcus' foster brother.
He was the foster brother.
Yeah.
So, I know we're asking too much. I know Marcus ain't going to come back.
Can we just give Carter something first before we start adding more people?
Let's just get Carter in there. But the last thing I've got to talk about is this Luna so now Poppy gets arrested and she's in jail.
Yep, bye Poppy.
Bye Poppy. And she did what happened. She got to do it, everything else and all that. And Luna has now locked up Steffi. She had Steffi drink the iced tea. And Steffi got dizzy and passed out.
I don't know how Steffi drank the tea.
Dragged her and whatever. And she takes her to her old apartment complex.
Yes. The building is being
condemned. It's being demolished. They all got their eviction notices. And everybody's gone.
Right.
So she even made a comment. And first thing I thought, okay, how did she get into the building?
Yeah.
Is she gets water?
Without anybody seeing her.
Maybe she's water, Because I'm like, okay. But there was a line she told Steffi. Oh, you don't know how hard it was to go, stop screaming. No one knows you're here.
Right.
The building is being, condemned. Everyone's gone. So you can scream, no one's going to hear you. And she goes, oh, it was hard for me, it was tricky for me to get in here. So
in the meantime, Finn is frustrated. Where's Steffi?
He thinks Steffi left him because Steffi got mad because she found out he was
that he kissed
Hope. Yeah. So she has his apartment, and so basically tells Steffi, she has Steffi locked in a cage.
Right.
Now, remember time when Thomas was locked in the cage?
Yeah, I think it might have been the same cage.
It's the same cage. It's the same cage they took out the back.
Yeah, they took it out the back.
But I don't know how she got this. Maybe because since they're going to bulldoze the place, there was a cage there. That's how she got the cage there.
I don't know how the cage is
And
there.
then her stuff is still in the apartment. There's still like things in the apartment. There's some things.
They were in the process of cleaning up the apartment and moving out.
Because they were moving it for Bill. Right. But when they got the notice to move out, anyway, that's a whole other.
Bill told them conveniently, why don't you guys move in here? So they came and they were staying there. And everything was fine, and then Will showed up, and Will's like, what's going on here? You got a whole new family all of a sudden? I'm gone, whatever. And so then they go, oh, well, maybe we should go back to our apartment for now to give them space. And so when they went there, they started packing up the apartment.
But that's when they got their eviction notice. They had to be out in 30 days and all that.
That eviction notice thing came just out of nowhere.
It's like the storyline. Yeah. And so basically they got their notice, and maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I said, you're supposed to believe these things because whatever else too. And I'm like, where does Poppy live? Does she live, is she in Beverly Hills? Is she in West Hollywood? Is she in the Valley?
Okay. She lives in Thomas's old apartment, in Paris's old apartment. It's the same set, I think, or close to it, but I don't know exactly where it is.
Okay.
It's somewhere near the hospital. I'm assuming that it's...
So she lives right on 3rd Street.
I was going to say, Beverly Center adjacent.
She's Beverly Center adjacent. Yeah, she lives past the Grove.
Or Beverly Hills adjacent.
Okay, we know exactly where she lives.
Adjacent. Somewhere around there.
She lives around by the Grove.
Right.
Okay, she's up there by the Grove. She's probably,
in between the Grove and Beverly Center.
Well, she's not at the tar pits, because the tar pits,
no, that's the other way.
That's the other way. Okay, so I know exactly where she is in the little small apartment.
Right.
Probably like a little 8 apartments in the thing,
that's probably like $2,000 a month.
For that studio apartment.
Studio. But I think it's 1 bedroom.
Because that's where she lives, and then the mother moved in with her.
Yeah,
because the mother moved in with her, and that's where they're living at. Okay, so now, all right, so they got their notice. They got to move. Her stuff's still there. And so she swatted back into her old place to get it. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
I was side-eyed that, but that's okay.
I don't know.
So Steffi is locked in this cage, and she wakes up.
Let me out.
Let me out. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
Steffi is gonna get out that cage.
Yeah.
Steffi
is smart. Save yourself, girl. Be trying to find some loose parts of that cage. It can't be the most sturdy cage ever.
Yeah.
Knock it over if you have to, with yourself in it or something like that. I don't know. Seems like she should be thinking more, and she's not thinking more.
Yeah. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, take them earrings off. She's got like a ton of jewelry that could probably turn into some kind of MacGyver thing. I mean, you're Steffi Forster. You can do anything.
You can do anything. Come on. This is somebody that took them, kicked them up, but I guess she ain't got a purse. She ain't got a phone.
Yeah, she's freaked out.
I guess she was tired and she freaked out.
And she needs a little time to think.
Yeah, and lastly, so Luna went to the cops, so we got to see. Got to see the cop.
Yeah.
And she basically said her mother confessed.
Yep.
And she did it. She killed the two guys.
Yep.
And he's like, wow, that's a big statement. She's like, am I in trouble? And he's like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
We took you in and all that, and they got, they're going to arrest, Luna. I mean, not less, they're going to arrest. Poppy's in jail right now. So Poppy, I guess they can't get bail.
And I'm all right with it because
she's in jail. So the funniest part of the whole episode, which happened just the other day, well, because we're all caught up, and the funniest thing, and then we'll close up on that.
We got one other thing to do after that, but go ahead.
Okay. I'll do mine, and I'll make it real quick. You can do
yours. It's going to be real quick.
Luna comes back to this apartment with her key.
Yeah.
And she opens the door. She's got her matcha. She's got her matcha smoothie, which she must have picked up from Erewhon.
Yeah.
They have a place called Erewhon here, where they have these ridiculous price smoothies.
Other store, the other coffee
She probably went there, and she probably spent $23.
Where's the one that had the Masked Singer displays?
It's $23. Yeah. Is it $23?
It's $23, depending on which one you get.
Depending on which one you get. Yes, that is true. There is a place
$23
for $23 for smoothie. And they have long lines, a tourist attraction.
Yeah.
People want to see it. And I'm like, what is in these smoothies?
And I'm like, give me Ralph's.
I went in there once, and I was out of there so quick.
Yeah, my Nescafe. Yeah. I can make
it myself.
Yeah.
But $23 to start. And people said they're really, really good. I'm like, well, I'm not going to find out. They better be good.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she's walking with her matcha that she probably brought for $23 at Erewhon.
Yeah.
Or maybe she went to Alfred's.
Right.
That's the one. Alfred's coffee shop, because in between where she lives and all that.
Shout out to Alfred's.
Yes.
Shout out to Erewhon, because we could be using some sponsors. So if Alfred's wants to sponsor us,
and the funny thing about one of the
or if the cages want to sponsor us, I'm sure there's a fencing company or something might want to sponsor.
The funny thing about that is where it's located at. It's located at Beverly, one of the locations,
right?
Which is right in walking distance to the studio.
Oh God!
It's in walking distance from CBS.
Oh my God! I didn't think of that.
You see people coming up and whatever and all this stuff too. So that's why I had to make the thing just put where she lives, where that is. That's what's kind of funny about it.
That is funny.
She's curing and she walks in and she's like, Steffi, no one's going to hear you. And then she starts telling Steffi the whole conversation, how it happened, and then she did.
Then she put on her mustache and started twirling.
Yeah. And Steffi's like, you killed him. He was in the way. And she's like, you did this. And she goes, how did you switch the test?
Found out.
She goes, well, my picky, Aunt Luna. So. I already had a positive test.
Yeah.
And
I was lucky enough she brought the same kit that I bought.
I was already ahead of that. And Steffi's like, wow.
So I had the fake test already.
Yeah, she told us story.
All kinds of things you can get on the dark web.
Yeah, she said.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, she said all this stuff, and I'm like, okay. And then Steffi goes, and then I caught you with Bill. And then he's not your dad. And she said, and I will quote you not, she goes, oh, 2 lines. She says, well, my mom went and had, a one-night stand with my deadbeat father. My deadbeat father.
I
was tired. She goes, and then what was I going to do? I wasn't going to have that. And she goes, and she is running around with some, okay, I got the Zach quote. That part was Zach quote. But then when she met the 2-bit rocker, I just could not stop laughing because they lived in Vegas. It wasn't Vegas.
No, San Francisco.
It was the Denise Richards story. See, same story.
Yeah.
Her and Quinn.
Right.
Quinn. It was Quinn. They lived in Vegas. They were best friends.
I can't remember her name.
This happened in San Francisco.
Right.
And it's supposed to be around the time, like of the 2000s, however Luna is and whatever.
Yeah.
But the flashback was like straight out of the 70s, like they were in Woodstock or something. That made it so funny.
Yeah,
so when she mentioned that, so I'm thinking of this rocker guy that's up there playing in the Bay Area, me being into music, of course. And this guy, she has a one-night stand with him, and, he's I just thought that was hysterical.
Right.
So she's telling Steffi the story and all that. So I'm waiting for Steffi to get out of that cage and get her butt.
Right.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Poppy, Finn went to jail to visit Poppy. Poppy said, I'm worried about Luna.
You're right.
Can you check on her?
Yeah.
And we're worried about Steppy. We're worried about Luna and all that stuff too.
Going crazy.
So, was it her?
We worried about Hope. We're worried about Steppy.
She said, can you go to my old apartment?
Yeah, and check it out.
Yeah. And that's where Steppy is. Yeah, so we're going to find out if Finn can get to the place.
Get there in time,
He can get there in time and get through, because it's going to be tomorrow. Oh, so she made...
But then he might Luna might knock him out. When he comes in, he's going to be like, Steffi. And then she's gonna knock him on the head. She's gonna hit him on the head, knock him out, and then he's gonna wake up and they're gonna both be in the cage.
But the comment she made to Steffi was that I don't know if I'm gonna have time to pack all my stuff before they come and bulldoze the place. So you know that's gonna be happening. They're gonna be bulldozing it. We saw this. We saw that already when they were gonna do. With Sally Spector back then.
They could use the same graphics.
The
building when the
building exploded in downtown LA with Bill and Sally and all that.
Yeah, well, find some footage when the Tropicana's going to be knocked down in Las Vegas.
That's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I can just see it now.
That's going to be
They're going to be like, you can't go in there, man. My wife's in there. If it's like, Stephanie,
I got to get my wife.
You know it's coming.
And Stephanie's going to hear him. Finn,
is that you? Finn? Is that you? Finn? And then she's going to find it. And then the police are going to get Luna. And they're going to be like, oh, I'm so shocked. I can't believe Luna did this.
She goes, I did it. Yeah. And I would have got away with it, too, if it wasn't for you meddling kids.
I'm going to get you. But my thing, do you think they're going to end up writing Luna out? Because usually...
I hope so.
Usually when they make these ideals up, they come, they got all this airtime, they stay for about a year. And
Maybe Luna's in the
And then one person leaves.
We can't get rid of her.
Yeah, one person leaves and somebody stays. Yeah. It's always one of those. So I'm just very, very curious what's going to happen. And we always can use a young female on that show.
Okay, maybe
and
it's
she
Kate.
is. And the only
I feel like Luna and Poppy could both go.
Yeah,
Luna
I
go to jail, and Poppy could just go, and then they could find somebody else for somebody that matches RJ a little bit better, and somebody who, I don't know, I really don't remember how old Will is now. If Will and RJ are going to be, oh no, they're related. I guess that couldn't work.
Yeah, they are related.
Fighting, but they could be fighting for the same girl.
They're related.
But I don't know.
No, they are related because
they are related. But
they're
I just
cousins.
Don't, yeah, I know.
Right?
But but I don't know the age range. You know what I mean? Is Will 18? Is he older? RJ is older. That's what I mean.
Okay, you're asking me who's looking at where is he? I think he's at the beach. I take it he's a teenager.
Yeah,
he's
I know.
At boarding school.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway.
We last saw him. He was 8. And now he's whatever. So
okay, so then we'll figure that out.
He's here for the summer. We ain't seen him. But anyway, maybe he'll come back up.
Yeah, maybe he'll come back up for the fall.
He's going to come out tomorrow. Just that we mentioned it. Yeah. We mentioned a character. He's going to come out tomorrow.
Will, where are you?
And RJ's supposed to be, he went to boarding school and came back. Take it, RJ's like 21, 22.
Yeah, he's 21, 22.
So I don't know.
I know. And then, so that'd be good. So what's coming up? What's going to happen? One thing I do want to mention, and it's going to be like a cliffhanger. Because I just don't know. Mm-hmm. Taylor is back in town.
Oh, I forgot.
And Taylor,
you wanted to mention Taylor.
Yeah, Taylor is back in town. And so now we have, I don't know, is she Taylor number 3, number 4? I don't know. But they have a new actress that just came on a couple of weeks ago or a week ago playing Taylor. And it's Rebecca Budig.
Yes.
Who was on All My Children. Who was just on General Hospital. And she's a pretty popular actress. People love her and stuff, but I don't see her as Taylor's. The last thing I pictured, I was like, her? I don't know. I haven't seen her. I saw that one little thing where they had a promo of Breckenridge and Monte Carlo, and somebody was watching them, and I said, that's got to be Taylor.
Yeah, you're on a roll.
Yeah, I'm like, this got to be Taylor.
You were on a roll.
I didn't really think it was going to actually be Taylor. But who knows?
I don't know. I thought nothing of it. I thought it could be anything with Bold and the Beautiful.
Yeah, and I'm like, she wants Reggie back, I guess.
You said it's going to be Taylor, and it's probably going to be a new actress, because we know Crystal moved to Atlanta, and you said everything but said it was going to be Rebecca Budig. I never guessed.
By the time the next podcast comes, we will have seen Taylor a little bit more. I don't know if I'll be able to watch or handle it. Who knows?
It's not necessary.
That show is just weird.
It's not necessary to have Rebecca, and I like Rebecca. Rebecca's cool. I liked her and All My Children. You know, but let me rephrase that. I like Rebecca Budig. I like her as a person. Sweet, funny, like her. Greenlee. I used to like Greenlee. Greenlee got a little, started to work my nerves. Then she did the thing on General Hospital, and, I was just like, okay, whatever. But I like her. And I'm happy she got a job and she's working out, but I just didn't see her as Taylor. I
didn't picture her as Taylor either.
And then, do we need Taylor back at this time? We have so many other characters. Yeah. But I understand they wanted to play the...
I figured the Luna story, Bill needs a daddy, has a daughter story, is coming to a head, so they got to start a new story.
That's true.
That's my only guess.
And I think the fans probably would more likely want to see the Brooke and Taylor, Steppy, and Hope thing.
Rivalry.
And I liked it actually when they started to get along, and they both kind of went like, "Look at you, Rich." Because I'm like, why are these two women doing all this stuff for Ridge? I don't like the character Ridge, and I love TK. Because like I said, you can love
Ridge
love an actor
need to be on the
and don't like the character.
He needs to be on the receiving end of a triangle where he is fighting for somebody and not them fighting over him. Yep. He's too much of a peacock. Exactly. I'm rich. Yeah. And he needs to be fighting for Brooke against another guy. I don't know.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how that works. I don't know. The good thing about it is that at least we know Rebecca has worked with TK.
Yes.
They were all on maternity together.
So it's like Zach and Greenlee. We never got that Zach and Greenlee couple, I guess. Here they are.
Zach and Greenlee.
Have fun.
So it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to do.
Not really.
I don't know if I'm going to see much of it.
Right.
Because I just think they needed to wait a little bit more.
Right.
Before they brought Taylor back, in my opinion. Because you're still better than Steppy and Hope.
Thing. Right.
I would like to see, at one point, Steppy and Hope was getting along. I would like to see maybe all of them get along and to stop this tired storyline.
I just want to see Carter.
In my opinion. To stop this tired storyline.
Just give Carter a storyline. Or give Carter and Katie back and have Bill be, freaked out about it.
Yeah. That's what, and like I said, I don't want to see the girls go, but they have so much airtime. Luna and Poppy, they need to cut the airtime down some. I mean, it's a half an hour show.
No, I'm good with
which is like 19 minutes.
Yeah, just bye.
And it's like, I don't
know. It's 18 minutes.
18 minutes. Okay, thank you. So that's so that's where we're at. So, and why we're on the subject of out of character things.
Oh, here we go.
That people are doing and all that. Let's talk about General Hospital.
Oh dear God.
We went a little longer on Bold and the Beautiful, but so I'll try to make this one on General Hospital.
Oh, it'll be short and sweet because there's a lot of it. I'm like, huh?
I'll try to make it as quick as can be.
Right,
and
go for it.
And I didn't get a chance to talk about it last time, but it's driving me crazy. I'm going to discuss it this time, and I'll try to keep it short. Laura, speaking about a character, played by Jeannie Francis.
Yeah, Laura.
You know I love Jeannie Francis.
Yes.
You know I love Laura. You know our mother's favorite character was
Laura. God.
We grew up watching Laura.
Grew up, my mother talking about her. My mother saying, "I'm worried about Laura." And I'm like,
who?
Laura? I'm like, who's Laura?
Who's Laura? One of our friends?
Yeah, one of our friends. What's going on?
Yeah. And so we grew up with Laura. You root for Laura.
Yeah.
You root for Laura. You saw Laura's storyline. You saw everything that happened with Laura and the Cassadines. Everyone likes Laura. Laura, sees everyone. Laura's very protective. She's like the mother you want. She takes in all the grandkids.
She's the loyal friend you want.
She's the loyal friend you want. We have seen Laura all the time. Has Laura been perfect? No. Has Laura been... Yeah, but none of them are on soap operas, too. But in the past year...
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit longer.
2024. I'm like, what is going on?
Actually, it's been longer than that.
Yeah, I know, but 2024
they have Laura doing so much stuff.
Yeah.
First thing, they love Sunny. They love Sunny. All of a sudden, she's so against Sunny. Right. It's all against her morals. She's all upset with Sunny and all this.
And I'm like, Laura? Come on. Yeah.
She hates Cyrus. He's her brother. He did all these bad things. Okay, understandable.
Right.
There's things, look what Cyrus has done. That's understandable.
Right.
She doesn't want to be best friends with Cyrus. Now Cyrus goes to church. He becomes religious and all this stuff. And, he wants to get to know them and they don't want to include him in.
Yeah, he's following Ace.
So
he's taking care of his family.
And he's there visiting, Lulu. He's visiting all this.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
But it's so weird what he said about Ace. I just came to check on Ace. And it's like, okay.
It's like, he's my family too.
He's my family too.
But my
so then you have that.
Her is Heather.
Yeah, so you have that. Okay, and then we sat there for a year, and it literally was a year because I counted on the calendar of her pimping, and I don't want to say that name. I said I would never say that name again.
She's following a character who is not there anymore, who has been killed off.
Yeah,
she's loyal.
Ace's
to
mom.
Yeah,
Ace's mom. I don't want to say her name. I don't want to say her name.
Loyal to her.
And if you listen to this podcast and you watch Little House, you know.
A better person.
And it started when she was having the baby up at Windermere, and Laura's like, "Okay, sweetie, okay, honey, okay," which is fine. You're trying to encourage a young lady to have a baby,
right?
But this lady moves in. You know, she moves in. She dogged out both your grandsons. She taped one having sex. She dogged out Spencer.
Yeah, and
all this is going on.
The daughter of Crazy Kevin and Crazy Heather.
Not Kevin. Ryan.
Ryan, sorry, Kevin.
And Heather, okay?
Yeah.
So Laura's married to Kevin, as we know. So Ace's mother.
If only people could see.
Yeah. Ace's mother is Kevin. Kevin is... I'm just going to say her name. Kevin is Desimee's uncle.
Yeah.
So the storyline should have been Laura going, oh, heck no.
Yeah. I know.
Oh, heck no.
And Kevin's like, I have to try
and
to feel something. I feel guilty.
I feel guilty.
Yeah.
I couldn't save Ryan.
Yeah, so I got to save this.
She has a crazy mother. She has a crazy father. She had no way out.
Yeah, she's
I need
ward.
to be
Let me
there.
Take her in.
Yeah, I need to be there. And Laura, that should have been the battle.
But it wasn't.
John Lindstrom, Kevin is nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
Desimee's in the house, living rent free.
And there's no way.
She's living rent free.
As crazy as people are on General Hospital in Port Charles, they need a psychiatrist full time. Yeah, full time.
So long story short, she's living rent free. She gets a job. Everyone gives her everything she wants. All of a sudden, she makes her own money. Attitude.
But it's Kevin.
Yeah. But Kevin nowhere to be found. You know, she was like Superwoman. No one can catch her crimes. No one can do anything. And the bottom line, we fast forward to 2024. She went to Paris, used Alexis's credit card, went to Paris, tricked them all, said she's going to Canada. She winds up in Paris. She has a battle with Trina and Spencer.
Yeah.
She goes over the ledge with Spencer.
Right.
Almost killed Trina. So now Trina is devastated. Spencer's assumed dead. Desimee's dead.
Trina's devastated.
Trina is devastated.
And without a storyline.
And everyone is still pimping this character, including Laura. So my thing, Laura's guilty because of what happened with Nikolas. So I know Laura's guilty.
But then she shipped Nikolas off. You need to confess.
She has shipped Nikolas off to jail. You need to confess.
Nikolas is in jail.
You need to do a thing, and that's it. But she's going down to see Heather, bringing out pictures of Ace. Here he is.
Making
Here's
her feel
video.
Better.
Here's a picture and all this stuff too. Oh, she was such a good mother. Oh, she was so and so. And then Heather's like, Ryan made her do it. No, Ryan didn't make her do it.
Right.
Ryan told her to stop this crap and stick to the plan, which is to break up Ava. He told you all this, and I'm like, she killed your grandson. She's responsible for your grandson dying. She harmed your other grandson.
Yeah.
Your other grandson who was...
Of course, she's the only one that's...
Your other grandson who's disappeared from the... he's shooting a Netflix show on the roundabouts with Cam. And they're still talking about it. And now they have brought Laura to be Heather's side... she trusts Heather. She's Heather's power of attorney.
Yeah.
And then we have the storyline with Heather, why she killed all these people... And no one's saying anything about it. Portia's the only one.
She got some cobalt poisoning, mercury poisoning, some kind of thing. Okay, I think it's a real medical thing that could happen.
Yeah, it is. It is a real medical thing.
I don't know all the specific details of it, but supposedly that has made Heather not think straight. She's got a poison hip replacement or something. Yeah, so now... She's been talking into maybe she can get out, maybe she can get free or something, and she can have a nice little house, whatever, have her grandson, and she can be free. The problem I have with that is she was doing all this stuff before she got the hip.
Thank you.
So how does she explain all the things that happened before she got the hip? Because to me, it's like you kind of already have those inhibitions, or you already have those things and beliefs. It's like you drink alcohol. It's like, you get a little bit bolder. Now you want to go and, do something that you probably would never do unless you were high. To me, it seems like it's the same thing.
But they're making every excuse in the book.
I know.
And every character doesn't have to be redeemed.
Annoying.
They did all that, but they did all that work to get Valentine redeemed. So every character doesn't have to be
they're doing it now with
redeemed.
Heather. And now we're doing it with Natalia.
Yes. We won't talk about Natalia at all because we talked about the last podcast.
I can't.
And we can't. But all of a sudden, we have this Heather storyline, and it's like, are you kidding me?
Right.
Are you kidding me? And now, all of a sudden, a quick switch change, they're now trying to have Laura do the right thing she should be doing, looking for her son, helping see Nikolas, doing everything, stop catering over this other stuff, acting like she didn't know who Trina is when Trina was over her house every day because she was only in love with your grandson. Your grandson moved away with her.
Had been weird for a while.
And Laura's really, really close. Spencer went to stay with Laura when they thought Nikolas was dead. Laura should be really not dealing with this, what happened to Spencer, and being torn because now she's the babysitter for Ace, or the guardian for Ace. They just got Laura doing all this crazy stuff. That she shouldn't be doing. Laura was talking to Alexis, and Alexis was kind of like agreeing with her. They were just like, really, this is what we need to do. I'm thinking, who are you people?
Yeah.
What did you do with Laura? Think the Laura, the Christopher Cross
Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
What did you do? Did you take Laura's body? They have Laura just acting ridiculous.
Right.
I'm like, is Jeannie Francis saying these lines like, what's going on? And I remember we were at the convention, and Jeannie Francis' husband made a comment about, so when you're reading lines and you start reading this stuff, do you ever think, he made some kind of comment like, you read stuff, you're like, what is this? And she goes, where are you going with this? where are you going with this?
Really tell you,
I done said something at home about this. And I know
funny.
Jeannie Francis takes her yearly, she takes a vacation, and she's gone all summer, and they film the scenes in advance. That's why we've been seeing her. And then she had this whole conversation with Jordan, and then the next day it's like a whole different conversation. I'm like, can we please have Laura act like Laura? But in the last 2 weeks, Laura started to act like Laura.
Yeah.
So
she's focused on Lulu.
Yeah, focused on Lulu.
Right.
Focused
Lulu
on trying to find Lucky. She went to see Nikolas. Right.
Thank you.
But now Elizabeth, that's a whole nother story. My girl Elizabeth is now it's like they're trying to sell Heather, and they keep putting people that could sell Heather. Now Elizabeth is going to be leading that way. Please get my girl Elizabeth out of Heather's We don't need Heather being a serious. Heather should be redeemed. Heather's always been a little cuckoo and crazy.
Yeah.
And number two, how come Portia's the only one that has smoke for her? Carly, who's everybody's face, should be all over. She should have been all over her for what she did to Jocelyn. Brando, Sasha and Trina should be like, oh, hell no.
Yeah, exactly.
Hell no. And Sasha should be like, look what happened. Yeah. And then Sasha should be... And
so
then,
far, it's like they're doing it to where it seems like they're having...
They're trying you to... They want you to forget it.
Yeah.
Well, they're hoping you would forget.
They're testing it. To see how people are going to respond.
And then people ain't responding.
But if people respond a little bit differently or get used to it, then they'll extend it.
Well, people weren't responding.
Right now, it's isolated with Heather and Portia...
Portia's the only
Trina,
one. Nobody else cares.
Something.
And
Curtis came and said a little bit thing. And now we have Rick.
Yeah.
Who's going to be the lawyer.
Who's going to be the lawyer now. And all that. Because Scotty was a lawyer. And I don't know. I know Ken got hurt. So I don't know if that's why there's a switcheroo with Rick and all that. I know Ken had acted, but I think he's back taping now. But I don't know if that's why. And whatever. Or I don't know. But it was just driving me crazy.
Right.
And Sonny, who was related to Brando. Sasha should have been all on Sonny's case. Sonny, you to do something. Because if you do it, I'm going to go for it. And that should be the story. Instead of having Sasha be a cook
it's like
in the Quartermain house, acting like she's 16. Oh, can I kiss,
Okay.
Can I kiss Cody without someone coming in?
And I don't know how long. Yeah, it's like they're 12 or 13.
It's like everybody's turned young.
Yeah.
Everyone's turned young.
I don't know.
And I thought the Quartermains lived in a mansion.
Well, yeah.
How does everybody keep getting interrupted? I thought this place was like a mansion.
I don't know.
I thought the Quartermains live, they have one cook, which is Sasha.
Yeah.
And they have Yuri.
And Olivia once in a while.
Who does everything else.
Right. I don't know.
But supposedly we found out last week, another thing you predicted, we found out last week they have 2 full-time nannies because the whole place is turned into a daycare.
Yeah.
I like that Tracy's against it. And you made a comment last time that everyone lived there except for Ace.
Right.
Well.
Now here comes Ace.
On this episode,
Laura dropped him off.
Laura needs to go and find Lucky to try to save Lulu. And Laura goes, can you take care of Ace? And Tracy said exactly what we were thinking.
But
Ain't there another relative he can stay with?
Yeah. One thing that this show used to be really, really good at it, better than any of the other shows, was that they used to do umbrella stories and relationships and things very well. Yes. They've lost sight of that, and they need to get back to that. Yeah. If they get back to that, it'll be a little bit better, a little bit easier. In just my opinion, I feel like they should take the Metro Court or the hospital especially, and have that be the hub of everything. Not the Quartermaine house, because it's not really Quartermaines. I don't feel the heart of it. I don't feel the Quartermaines. Yeah, and they're course correcting with Laura, bringing people back, but they can course correct with the Quartermaines too. If they say, "Who else are Quartermaines?" Bring back.
It's like
Dylan.
Everybody's living there.
Yeah.
Why isn't Cody Dylan?
Yeah.
Why is it you hire?
And he's interacting with
hire
Tracy.
Josh Kelly.
Yeah, he might as well be Dylan.
You hire Josh Kelly. Josh Kelly said it. He made a phone call and said, "Hey, I want a part."
Hey.
They write him in.
Yeah.
He's this character, Cody. You got this storyline. He was Dante's friend, but I guess he don't talk to Dante anymore.
They wrote, Dante don't even know each other. They changed
this whole thing around. Yeah. Now he's dating... he's spending more time with little boy James than anybody else, and now he's dating Cody,
which I love.
Now he's
I love James, but I love Cody.
Do we really need this character? The whole thing. You should have just made him Dylan if he's going to be Tracy's friend. But I understand sometimes they want to make a new character because they want to develop the character. Well, Dylan was already developed by somebody.
You said it right there. Develop the character, and they haven't been doing that.
Yeah. So if you're going to bring Cody in, and I had no interest for Cody.
I should be able to know.
And I still have no interest in Cody.
I know, but if somebody came and said, "Oh, we're going to do this one thing," I should know how Cody's going to react, what Cody's going to do, who's Cody's going to talk to. I know none of that. They took Cody and Scott were having a relationship because of Dominique. None of that. Yeah. And wasn't there a point where he was supposed to be...
They brought the whole back up. There was some secret that him and Dante had. Did that secret go buried somewhere? And it's buried somewhere or whatever?
Maybe they're saving it for when Lulu wakes up. Who knows?
Maybe so. I thought maybe Gio was a secret because he popped up out of nowhere.
Gio Lynn. I forgot about him.
He popped up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But it's like some weird things are going on like that. And it's like, the Cody... character. I hated that character on My Life to Live.
Oh, yeah.
I hated that character.
Yeah, you did.
And I hated the Amanda Sutton character on To Live, and they were tied in together.
I don't even remember her on One Life to Live.
I wasn't there to remember.
Yeah,
I did not like them at all.
Yeah.
Now here they come. And they're on General Hospital, and I thought, I didn't want to look at them, but I gave them a chance. I didn't want to look at them. And that's it. You can love the actors, don't like the character.
Yeah.
I didn't want to look at them. And now they're here. And there's Brooklyn, and there's Cody. You know, and I'm like, oh wow, they've actually turned a little, thing around. But he should have just been Dylan.
Yeah, I know this. I don't know. The Quartermaine house is weird for me.
It's very weird.
They need to set it up a little bit more.
Where's Wally?
I need
more Wally.
Maybe if they showed more Ned.
Thank you.
More Michael.
Yes.
People who are like actual Quartermaine. More Ned, more Michael, more Brooklyn, and they were in the house. Yeah. I think of like Dallas. I think of Blue Bloods. Everybody's running off and doing their own little stories. But on Sunday evenings, afternoon evenings, they have their dinner. And you see them all together more. And they don't see that. Like they have Drew. I don't consider Drew a Quartermaine. He doesn't work. And part of the reason, too, is...
I'm not going to get started on
They talk about Monica, but she's like this floating figure that's not even really there. And they need to make her more of a character. Like today...
Yes.
Really got me.
Yes.
It's like, I know she's not there. Yeah. I know they need to come, but to make up excuse, Michael, I'm going to take Monica to her doctor's appointment. I'm going to, whatever she's got to be all stuff. They use Monica as this excuse.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to get Monica's prescription.
Yeah, that was,
I've got to get Monica to the doctor, so I'm going to leave the two of you alone.
Yeah. Because Drew used that last week. Okay.
Stop with the excuses.
Number two, I understand why they're saying it because people are asking. It's a kind of a catch-22, but it's still ridiculous. When they don't show her, I'm like, come on. Where's she's upstairs. Oh, Monica heard her. Monica so. So at least they're displaying it. But I don't like when they don't display what people are. Like obvious people, I don't display it.
Like Avery today. Yeah. They had Donna come on today talking about, oh, Daddy, look at what Avery and I made. It's like, where's Avery?
Yeah.
3 or 4 times.
The pill. This is happening 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
Where is Avery?
Yeah.
They're played by twins. Can we not get one of them down there?
Yeah.
What's the catch here?
Do they not want us to remember how Avery doesn't have a mother and Avery needs her mother?
That's what I think it is.
They seem to be like, oh, forget Avery. You know, everybody needs a mother.
Yeah.
Every child needs their mother except for Avery because her mother is Ava and you don't like her.
I think it's plot points that they use to make you kind of forget
that make no
or
sense
to excuse
to
it. And I think that's the issue with Monica. I liked it at the beginning because at least display where Monica was. Because there's no way Monica would miss out. She's always at a conference here and all that.
Yeah.
So they threw her in there. But now they're using her and it's making me mad. Because now we're using her as an excuse. Michael has to take her to the doctor.
When everybody knows it would be Yuri.
Yeah.
Or anybody else.
Yeah, anyone could take her. Some people in that house, right? And not saying anyone should take her. Maybe she feels more comfortable going with Michael. That's fine.
BS.
That's fine.
I'm calling it right now.
I know.
BS.
I know exactly. Mm-hmm. But that was the only way they could write Michael to leave, so that way Willow and Drew could be alone with each other.
He couldn't get a phone call.
And she's another one.
He couldn't have had a meeting with Ned. Oh, I didn't think it was going to take as long. I really need to go. Okay. And then, where was Nina?
Well, Nina's one of those characters we're kind of hiding out.
Yeah.
See, I find it's like we're hiding out.
It's ridiculous.
We have 100 characters on okay, they really do have if you count all the extras and under 5, stuff like that, there's like almost 100 people.
Yeah, it's day to day.
So they basically have like 35, almost 40 people on contract, and then 100, I should say 100, but like a good recurring.
On a good day, sure.
And then you count all these under 5s, like Sonny's Bodyguard, all that, there's literally like 100 people.
Right.
That's problem number 1.
Right.
And then problem number 2, there's like certain people that
you have to see all the time.
And then there's some people you don't see as much.
Right.
And now, so this whole thing, so we're making an excuse. Okay, now Michael, the Michael character drives me crazy. I don't like the Michael character.
I don't mind Michael. He's the only part of Sonny's family besides Dante that I actually like.
Okay, fair enough. I don't like Michael. Because they always have Michael doing some silly things. But I like Michael in a storyline with Wally.
That's what I'm saying.
And something.
I like
because Valentine has disappeared.
Yeah.
So they should be going over the business and what's going on with the company. Then I can deal with Michael doing that.
Because weren't they trying to get Ned out of the company?
They were trying to get out the company.
Is that done?
And then, who knows?
No, I don't remember. Is that part done?
We don't know.
Or they were trying to get Ned out of the company.
They don't know. Depends on what writer's here this week.
Yeah,
we don't know. That's another story. But anyway, we don't really know.
Yeah.
So they do all this stuff, and it just felt like, the last podcast I went in about the lack of minority characters.
Oh, God, yes.
They had disappeared.
And
they had disappeared to the point that there was a advertising campaign that a bunch of fans literally put together.
Yeah, I saw that.
An advertised campaign. A campaign that we used to put together to track records and tours and all that.
Right.
It was a very nice, it was detailed.
Yeah.
And this thing went
It was like the Oscar So White. Jade So White.
Exactly. That was exactly in that topic. And they contacted advertisers. They always say, put your money where it hurts.
Yeah.
And let advertisers know what was going on.
Right.
And people were saying, it's not a good idea. It's going to force the show to get canceled. We shouldn't do this. People were saying that. This isn't a good idea. Everything isn't, everything isn't that way. And like I said in the last podcast, you can't tell me as a minority that I shouldn't feel that way.
Yeah. Or I shouldn't do something about it.
Or that I shouldn't do something about it. That's the way I feel when and I was upset about it.
Right.
They made that campaign. I was like, you know what? No lies told.
Yeah, go for it.
Because there were people that were just people that were gone. They just literally gone for no reason.
And I figure maybe as a result of that campaign, like you were talking, maybe some things they're trying to address it. Not as quickly as they should, but I saw Terry.
But all of a sudden,
I saw
this
Brad.
Month, they went on the show went on a month hiatus in July.
And
they came back in the last week of July. They came back to work. And now, all of a sudden, we have seen every minority just popping up.
Portia's had more scenes this month than she's had all year.
So it's like, were we fixing the problem, or were we fixing the problem? And what I mean by that, were we fixing it because we're getting a lot of heat People are, people are asking about it
because it's the right thing to do.
Or are we fixing it because it's the right thing to do?
Right.
Or are we fixing it we're fixing it because, we have a new writing team, supposedly. Are we fixing it because we have an old writing team that's coming back now because there was, a writer
I don't know.
There was a writer that left and the writer came back and all this stuff. Then we have a writer who left. Did that writer leave and we changed his stuff?
Yeah, but I noticed the difference.
But you noticed the difference right away.
Yeah.
And so I think, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, I have no inside information on this. If I did, I wouldn't tell you. But anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if I did, I wouldn't tell you. Actually, if I did, I would tell you. But anyway, my opinion on this is that they are changing the things because they're getting, people from, like I said, this is my opinion. I don't know if it's true, it's true. If it's not, it's not.
Right.
My opinion, they're getting some heat.
Yeah.
From certain things, certain stories. The ratings are down.
Yeah, ratings
are down. And you can't blame it on the Olympics.
Yeah.
And one of the things, when the ratings are down, and when the ratings, it's kind of like, let me give you a quick example. I work in the music business. When record sales are down,
right,
which they are,
right,
in my day, you sold records.
Right.
That's how you made money. You sold records when on tour. Today, as I work in the business, records aren't the big thing now. People download whatever else. So touring is a big thing.
Right.
Artist tour. When you see meet and greets, and there's artists doing meet and greets, that money, people think, that money is paying this travel.
Right.
You don't know what tour buses cost, when you see art, to make a long story short. So one of the, I shouldn't say excuses, but if an album didn't sell,
right,
and an album did whatever, you had a cover for that.
Right.
So you could say, oh, well, you know what? It's summertime.
Right.
And kids are out of school. People go on summer vacation.
Right.
This is why things are down.
Right.
And so you had little ways to pad things. If it was in December and you're almost close to not making your budget, it's the holidays.
Right, it's the holidays.
So, in January, your budget's a little bit lower.
Hanukkah fell at the beginning
of the thing as opposed to this time.
Right.
So you had all kinds of stories. And you had this band is touring, this routing's touring. Right. That's why you see more bands touring in the summer as opposed to winter.
Yeah,
because,
and Taylor Swift's touring now, so everybody's going to see her.
Yeah.
They're spending their money on her and not on
everyone else.
Right.
So you can use little things like that. You can say, we got Taylor and we got Beyonce and everybody's seeing them.
Yeah.
And that can help you try to cover why some artists that can't fill a 6,000
cover for this one.
Well, there's an artist that can't fill a 3,000 seat theater at the Wiltern, but they're booked in 23,000 seat arenas, and you're wondering why the tour it can't sell tickets.
That's a bad business decision.
That's a bad business decision.
Yeah.
Or when tours start getting canceled or shows start getting canceled for circumstances out of our control.
Right.
And there's like little words you use in the music business. You know, there's little things you use, when you can't find the promoter and little things happen. There's little things so I felt that way. I'm using that example. It's probably a long story short. I probably went too long. To show you these kind, and I feel that's the same thing that's happening here.
Right.
The ratings are down. They have been down for weeks.
Right.
You can't use the Olympics. You
Yeah.
can't use it's summertime.
Right.
You can't use, all the shows in reruns so people aren't watching TV.
Right.
You can't use, the other daytime shows are on hiatus right now. You're seeing reruns of, the talk and other stuff.
Right.
So, but you can use that only so long. So I personally think that somebody upstairs, we call it upstairs.
Powers that be.
Powers that be.
Right.
We call it upstairs, downstairs, like Downton Abbey was upstairs, downstairs, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like...
I call it the mouse.
Yeah, or you can call it the mouse. Mm-hmm. I just feel like somebody up there is looking at these ratings and they're like, what's going on? And in addition to these ratings...
we're going into the fall.
Yeah, we're going to the fall. We got to get this together.
Right.
There used to be a big thing with sweeps. And now sweeps, they don't categorize sweeps like they used to. Now it's kind of like... You're just going together, but it's a different calendar year, and it's not like July sweeps boom, so-and-so sweeps boom.
Yeah.
It isn't like it used to be.
Right.
So you can't really use that. It used to be, okay, here's your fall preview. Here's your, in fact, the fall.
I think there is a fall preview.
Fall preview is out.
Yeah.
We got to read it. I should have read it for this podcast. But anyway.
I know, I apologize.
It's probably going to take me off anyway if I read it, but we'll see. So I feel like somebody said something. I call it upstairs.
Yeah.
Powers that be, or across the way.
Over
the hill.
Do you feel like people were saying, you know what?
Or as in where the corporate office is. Uh-huh.
Like, there's not much that we can do for right now.
Yep.
Let's wrap up these stories that suck. And there's a lot of them right now. and just introduce Lucky. Let's bring back Rick.
All of a sudden,
all the stuff. Yeah,
we are bringing all these people in.
Yeah,
some people call it stunt casting. Some people call it bringing them back. And the thing about it is that
I call it putting on a Band-Aid.
Exactly. You could call it any way you want. I call it love. Anyway, no. I had to throw a song reference in there for Lionel Richie. But anyway.
Because you had to get your 80s reference in.
Actually, I had the 80s reference in earlier. Okay.
But you need
I had it earlier with the Orange Jones Jones. But anyway. Yeah. So, in reality, there's some people that are coming back that I really like. Lucky's coming back.
Yeah, I like Lucky.
I love Jonathan Jackson.
Yeah.
You know, Jonathan Jackson left that show, walked out with three Emmys, 1,500 nominations, went on to be successful in Nashville. Nashville was a big primetime show that was on ABC. I love that show,
right.
Big thing, lasted years, all that. So he would be a get to come back.
Right.
He's a popular character.
Right.
And having the actor be the Jonathan Jackson actor come back because, there was two other Luckies on the show. Was it two other Luckies? Or it was mainly the main three, but we're not counting the little kids. Or that, but I'm saying
he was the little kid.
He was the little kid.
Yeah, he was the first one.
That's right, he was the first one. Yeah, because it was him, Jacob, and Greg Vaughn. Yeah. Although some fans say there was only two. I like this one people on Twitter was arguing.
There's only two.
Well, some girl was arguing on Twitter. Or no, it was Instagram that Jacob Young was never on General Hospital. She was, you got him confused. He's on Bold and the Beautiful. He was on, so then.
Oh no.
So then Jacob Young responded and said, "No, I was on." She said, "No, you weren't. I watched that show with my grandmother." And she goes, "No, you were." And he's like, "No, it's me." He's like, "It's me." And everybody was trying to tell the girls. I had to laugh about that. They were like, "No, he was on Bold and the Beautiful. That's true.
Yeah. And he was on All My Children.
And someone said, "Oh, and by the way, he was also on All My Children."
Right.
And the girls it was so funny. And she's like, "No." So that's why I make a joke.
Love it.
Was there really two?
Yeah.
So anyway, him coming back. So I know there's some fans that don't want him to come back because, other characters and all that. I need Lucky to come back. I don't need him to be married, date anybody. I want him just to come back.
I need to come back and work on his relationship with his mother.
Work on his relationship.
With
his
his
son. I hope we remember that he has a son.
Right.
I hope the show remembers it.
I want to see him in scenes with Elizabeth. And if they are going to make them a couple or put them together, I want them to work for it. I don't want it to be just like, oh,
out of nowhere.
Lucky,
Lucky. Lucky, your dad be dead.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but let me make out with you tomorrow. Yeah. We don't want to see that.
Laura getting all her children back is actually a good idea.
We've said that so many times.
The only thing I need to know, though,
where's Laura's kids?
Yeah.
We even said when Jeannie Francis did that benefit, the ALS benefit, everybody was asking.
Yeah.
And the funny part about that benefit, I shouldn't say the funny part, people were saying their frustrations, and I felt kind of bad for the actors because the actors were like, "Yeah, we know," it's kind of we're hoping.
Yeah.
There was this one person that said to Becky, "How come you were at the bridal shower?" And she's like, "Well, I guess my invite got in the mail, got lost in the mail."
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Brooke and
it was just like
their wedding.
Yeah, it was just like. And Jeannie said, "I really want."
Got married.
She said she really wants her kids.
Right.
Laura's kids should be on campus. I need to see Laura worried about her kids and not worried about Ace.
It's like Nikki and Victor.
Ace can go. Ace can come back. Me, Matt, at 21 years old at his family.
Yeah.
We don't need
Nikki
Ace
and Victor on One Life
right now.
On Young and the Restless. You got to have Nick and Victoria there.
Yeah.
You bring Adam every once in a while.
Other shows work it out. Other shows have it right now.
I don't get it.
And it's bad. General Hospital, is the show I've watched the most consistent. I mean, out of all the summers left, that's the show I watched the most consistent.
Right.
Because I didn't start off as a CBS person. I didn't start off as a Days person.
Right.
My mom and my grandma used to watch Days. So and then the other summers popping too.
Right.
So, but you see that on other shows.
Yeah.
And when I'm giving some of these.
So maybe they're fixing it.
When I'm giving other shows a compliment over that.
Okay, so we think about it. Who's supposed to be Emma Samms is
Emma
Holly.
Samms is coming back as Holly.
So we'll get a Holly story.
Getting a Holly story.
We're getting Lucky back because he's on so far right now. The thing about Lucky coming back though is just weird. He's having the same story as Drew. in the same story as Jason. I'm confused by that.
They didn't even change the set.
Yeah, is that the only way?
Yeah, you can come back.
Somebody?
They didn't even change the set.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird.
It's like didn't change the sheets. It's like a hotel.
Is it the same guards?
The same guards. It's like,
I don't know.
It's like we already got the set in the back. So Frank said, just bring it out. And they won't know.
Yeah.
But as Kimmy McCullough would always say, they'll know. It's like, don't worry, they'll know. They'll know. It's like, is that the only way?
Yeah.
And then there's always the one guy that, he let him come with me. Don't make him come with me. No, so. And then they hide the gun.
Yeah.
And they go to take the guy out. And there's always going to be a person, although they do have a new hot black guy they hired that's in the Lucky storyline. Because, as we had mentioned on the previous thing, we got all these new characters coming. Can we get some new characters of color in the building? And it'd be good to see him. I hope he's there.
Well, we got one.
We'll take him.
Yeah.
We'll take him.
Okay.
He needs to go straight to Port Charles.
He's a doctor.
He needs to come straight to Port Charles for Lucky.
Is he for Portia?
No.
Is he for Jordan?
Jordan.
Is he for Trina?
Jordan. He needs to come straight with Lucky. They need to check him out at General Hospital. He needs to go straight to Jordan.
Yeah.
I don't want to see him he
needs to move on to Port Charles.
I don't want to see him put $200. I need him to bring Lucky home. I need to see to Jordan because once again,
Lucky, can you bring your friend?
Because once again, if this year it's almost September. Well, it might as well be.
Yeah.
If it's September.
Yeah.
By December, if Jordan is not going home with somebody,
and I don't mean Curtis,
right, and I don't mean Brick.
Oh,
they even had her. They just
jinxed us. We have not seen Brick. We ain't thought about Brick, and now all of a sudden he's gonna come just because you said it.
He's coming tomorrow. He's bringing it.
Jinxed. Oh God, you jinxed us.
They're all coming together.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh God.
So you look at that. So now we have Holly coming. So it looks like people want to see Holly.
Yeah.
Holly comes. I want to see Holly with Robert.
Right.
So Robert's back. John York is back. Thank God.
Thank God.
And that's the only good thing about the Cody thing. That's the only good thing about the Cody thing. And then the little kid that plays James. You bring these other kids in and out.
Yeah, but can we see James?
James.
Yeah.
James works. We're not tired of him. He's not whatever. He's cute as a little button.
Yeah, I know. I'm a little worried, though. In a few years, it's going to be James and Violet.
Yep.
They're going to be the little couple.
Fighting over, and with Leo in the middle.
Yeah.
And whatever else.
Or it's going to be Violet, James, and Donna.
Yep.
Who knows? I don't know.
That's it.
Yeah,
they're already starting the tweens, and they're already starting the kids. But we starting the kids off? But can we get like some teenagers? Why are we? Okay.
We need.
Why are we wasting? Okay.
We need people from 16 to 25.
Yeah. There's two words.
To ring that
two words I'm gonna say.
Jillian.
Hudson. No, we're gonna go on Jillian in a second. Hudson West.
Yeah.
Hudson West has been on that show since he was a little kid.
Yeah.
He's got nominated for an Emmy.
Yeah.
He is 16 years old right now. He lives and goes to school. I won't say where. I've had a conversation with him. He wants to be on the show more.
Yeah, they need to use him more.
Why?
Why send him off to
all
art
of a sudden
school.
we got his dad back, and all of a sudden we're going to send him off to art school. Art school a year early because he ain't a senior.
Yeah.
And then we have Aiden. They switched the actor of Aiden. Okay, that's fine.
Right.
I mean, not fine. I was hoping I like that actor's Aiden, but they switched the actor.
Right.
And that happens sometime.
Right. Always.
Based the storylines and whatever. Sometimes we're good, sometimes we're bad. We'll see if we ever see him again. And he shows up. He's at the Quartermain house. It's like he had nowhere else to go.
He's at the Quartermain house with Sasha.
What
the hell?
Testing out some bakery stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like did something happen in Liz's kitchen?
No sense.
Is he not home? And then me and Jake left school and he went early. That's understandable. You don't walk home with your little brother and all that. And since he's cooking and baking and all that, he doesn't really hang out with them. That's cool. That's fine. But I want to see him.
Yeah.
His dad is coming.
Right.
I want to see him with his dad. I bet we probably will see him because the dad is coming. I want to see him.
We hope so.
I want to see a relationship.
And I want to see him for more than a day. And I want to actually see it. I don't want to hear about it
later.
Because if they tell me one more time that Danny and Jason went to a game and they had fun, or Danny and Scarlett, what's her name? Charlotte? Scout. Are all mad about something, I'm going to lose it. It makes no sense.
Jason was gone from that show Steve Burton for what? A year, almost 2 years.
Not long enough.
Almost 2 years. He's over on Days of Our Lives doing his thing over there. He comes back. He has 2 sons. You have one son who's been on the campus, which is us and Wes. You have the other son, which is a new guy they brought in to play Danny. Yeah. So now Jason is here. Jason's here. We weren't gonna talk about Jason. Actually, we were gonna talk about Jason, but we got to make it quick. Jason's here, and he's spending no time with his son. Right. And then they show a scene where him and Danny go out and they do this bike thing. All these things that were hobbies of Jake's. Yeah. They had him doing with Danny. I understand, and then they started a little thing with him and Danny and, stuff like that, whatever, too. Let's get a little rivalry going with the brothers.
I don't get it.
The brothers are kind of competing.
Well, they tried that. And I don't know.
They tried
to found him with the vaping.
Yeah, for 20 minutes.
Drinking Danny.
For 20 minutes.
It was weird.
But it's like they're showing all this airtime of Danny, and they're not showing the airtime of Jake, and then neither one's getting time with Jason. Jason's so busy with
every kid,
with Sonny and Carly, and every kid.
Yeah. Oh,
every
I'm
kid.
Worried about Jocelyn.
He's worried about Jocelyn.
Michael.
He's worried about Michael. Yeah. He has scenes, all these scenes with Jocelyn. I understand. He's like
he's worried about Christina.
Yeah, but I understand. He's like the stepdad to Michael and to Jocelyn. So I'll give that a slight pass. But I need to see, not hear, of him spending time with those kids. Right. They had it was a beautiful scene. When he came over and he talked to Jake, he wanted to give the money. Jake's like, I don't even trust you. And then Jason's going to leave town again. Yeah. To protect Carly. And he leaves.
Well, I'm glad that they got rid of that.
He leaves and no one uses their cell phone. Okay? Yeah, no. People don't carry something. My cell phone is right here. I have two phones. It's right. Yeah. I mean, the cell phones are right available. Yeah. When they need to go find someone, you kind of pick up your phone and call them and say they're not answering. No, they say, get in the car. So you run and jump in your car, and like they send Jocelyn out, go find Jason right away. And then she's there, Gio, how fast can you drive? He goes, let me try. And then they run to go find Jason.
Oh, that's the worst.
And Danny came and found him.
We don't have enough time.
And he's telling Danny, I have to leave. I can't really explain it. These are 16-year-old kids, and he could be like, they're grown boys. They understand now what happened to their dad.
You know what?
And Danny could be like, I'm done with you.
Those scenes were awful.
Danny could have been like,
no sense
Danny could have said, I'm done with you. Jake's already done with you. So you already,
like you said,
got one son.
Everybody's younger than they should be. He was trying to explain to Danny as if he were an 8-year-old why he had to go away.
8-year-old.
And it just did not work.
It didn't work. So I'm thinking, if you're going to play the kid game, let's play the kid game right. But I feel like we're being punished. If we're going to only show Violet, who had a lot of airtime in that storyline.
Too much
Violet. And you're going to show...
It's still too much Violet. Her dad is gone. Yeah. Her grandpa's dead. Yeah. She's got an uncle, but she could get buried and lost in that Quartermain house, and we never need to see her again. But Tracy's teaching her how to ride, and she's in some equestrian outfit. They really had the nerve to go out and have... No, listen. They had the nerve to go out and say, let's find an equestrian outfit for this little girl who should be in under 5.
Yes,
who has more storyline currently than Trina.
Yes.
Come on.
And now when they find an outfit for her, they showed a tea party. You had Jane Elliott up in there. Party. Jane Elliott. Did you hear me say Jane Elliott?
Jane Elliott.
Sitting there with some little cups and a little dowel.
And those dowels.
A tea party scene. And it wasn't like a short scene.
It went
awful. On for segments.
It went on for days.
Segments. And then the next time we saw her, she had a conversation with Gio Lynn, I call him, about, and he's like, whose house? It's like Run's house.
Yeah, Run's house.
He's like, it's Alan's.
It's Monica's house.
I won't make a third any reference. And he goes, it's Alan. Who's the other? Everyone knows. Alan gave it to you, okay? We get that. Okay, that's a running joke on the show, and we get it. It's a running joke.
It's no longer funny.
It's no longer funny. And then they had a conversation. So I'm thinking, okay, and I understand William Lipton is, working on Netflix.
No, I don't.
Nicholas Chavez is working on Netflix.
That's no excuse.
So you do not have too young.
Too much Violet.
I understand. You don't have too.
There's no excuse.
I know there's no excuse.
Too much Violet. I need to find a way to say
No.
Much Violet.
Okay, hold on. Okay, yeah, there's 2. Okay, so on the kids, we're seeing Violet. We're
Too
seeing
much.
Donna. We're seeing
James.
Yeah. Funny. Where's Leo?
Who?
Leo.
Who?
We haven't seen Leo.
No, we haven't.
We haven't seen EO. You know, we haven't. Easton Rocket. I know
the guy who plays
Leo. I know his dad real well. His dad's actually a rock star. Anyway, he just did a movie. So that could be where he is.
Well, he's booked and busy. Will somebody hire Violet, please? Because I am sick of seeing her.
That is true.
She is not necessary.
That is true.
I feel like they're trying to make her Emily.
Yes, trying to make her Robin.
When she first came on. Yeah,
they're trying to make her Robin. McCullough. Yeah.
Trying to make her Star. She is neither.
Yeah, Frank needs to stop. He needs to stop with this obsession with these kids.
I just can't.
It's coming across creepy, Phil. It's coming across. Maybe you could tell Frank that.
It would be cute.
He likes to talk to you.
It's cute.
It's not cute anymore.
No, it's cute when they had Camp Lila.
Yeah.
And they put them all at the little thing. Camp Lila being done. It's cute at Christmas
time. It's cute in
the
summer.
When there's it's cute 2 times.
Yeah.
When they're sitting around that little thing, or it was cute when Sonny and Nina got married and they had like who was it? Well, they had some little kids at the wedding.
Yeah.
Then they had a little thing, but there's too much violence.
Yeah, but they're only.
And I don't know if I can stress it enough.
There's too many kids. Yeah, there is. There's too
much violence.
And it's nothing against the actress.
No,
it doesn't get her. Adorable kid. We see her mother. We see her mother, brother. We see him at the Emmys.
She's adorable.
Yeah,
she's on too much.
You know, and it's like you have all these kids already. You have too many kids already. But if you're gonna show them, like they turned this whole house into like a daycare camp.
She's too much.
Too much Tracy.
I can't get past it.
We finally have James there, but we're not seeing Georgie. We're not seeing Leo.
No.
We're not seeing, the one that's really making me mad is the Avery one. And I feel like there's certain characters that they're like pushing aside to bring to the characters. But now it feels like we're starting to come back around.
Let's hope so.
And Portia had a scene where they were just talking about nothing.
And we saw Marsha.
They were talking about nothing. We need a scene like that.
Yeah, that's what I said.
A scene where you're talking about, I got the day off. Oh my God, we might get out early. We might go home and make out.
Right.
Now that they're back, and they can tell me it didn't happen, and I'm not going to believe it. They inserted those scenes in.
Yeah, they felt like out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Right.
I think they really got on the phone, called up Brooke Kerr, and said,
"Hi, how soon can you get here?
We have you scheduled next Tuesday, like a doctor's appointment, but there's an opening.
Right.
Can you come in tomorrow? Because it was just too odd of the editing,
right.
And they better win the Emmy for editing, because boy, they're doing some serious editing.
Yeah, some chopping.
Because they're just chopping, boom. And like I said, so we're starting to get back on track by having Lucky come. Lulu's going to be recast.
Yeah.
I mean, Lulu's coming back. We're already showing the scene to her in the hospital.
She's waking up.
You have Holly coming back. You have Rick Lansing, who I really, really love. You got Rick coming back.
So sleazy,
Rick
and
there.
I love him.
And I need Rick there. He doesn't need to be a love interest. I need Rick coming. I need him to be messy. Yeah. I need him to get all up in Sonny's face and start that rivalry around.
Yep.
Because there's so much craziness going on with this.
And I want Rick to try to try to get Elizabeth back. And you know what I mean? Rick is so sleazy, but I love when he's being messy and being silly and being just Rick. And he's like the perfect addition coming in to the thing.
Yeah, so
there's a lot of stuff we didn't even cover.
So we made a start. We made a start with it. And we made a start. Terry popped up. Awful. Perry Shin popped up. Yeah. What's Perry's character's name? Brad showed up.
Yeah, his aunt.
He showed up. We started seeing, minority characters popped in. We saw Jordan. We saw Jordan saying more than "Go, Drew, go" at the. Yeah. We saw Jordan. Marshall appeared. Marshall and Stella walked up in there and probably going to pick up Emmy nominations. Yeah. Just on the whole funeral
really
scene.
Good scene. Yeah.
They came out of nowhere.
Molly and TJ.
Which would happen.
Really
TJ brought it. The new girl Molly brought it. That storyline went to a whole different direction.
Thank God.
We had made a comment about after Courtney Hope won the Emmy for a baby dying.
Yeah.
We made a comment and said, watch him change it and have this baby end up passing away, and we can start the Oscar bait. And they're going to submit Emmy bait. They're going to submit those scenes for 2 days on that funeral. And normally we would go more into details about it, but we don't have time. We'll be able to have the thing because that's going to go into a real crazy
a lot more going
battle
on.
Storyline. But I think we're starting to put the pieces together. And the last thing,
all I know is that the last couple of weeks has been better than it's been all year.
The last thing to wrap it up, I still need to see more Trina. I need to see more Trina.
Right.
I need to see Trina doing stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't mean just running around going, hey, let's do this, whatever, or running around apologizing to Josh. I needed to see more doing it. And I know, lastly, William Lipton has a Netflix show. Nikolas has a Netflix show. So there's no Cam. There's no Spencer. They brought in real nice guy. They brought in Giovanni. I call him Giolin. And they have him there playing the violin. And we need to figure out where we're going to place him and put him there because
they're doing the same thing they did with Cody.
And they made a mistake.
They did with Dex.
They got him on there.
Who is this guy?
Who is this kid? Uncle Sonny. He's playing the violin. He likes Trina. He's looking at Jocelyn. He's being nosy.
He's in the wrong storyline.
He's in the wrong storyline too. They figure out what we're gonna do with this kid. I mean, he's a nice kid. He got his first job. It's like the dream. He moves to California.
You talking about the actor?
The actor.
Okay, I'm like, huh?
He moves from Illinois. He comes to his first audition. Boom, he gets it.
Yeah, I'm a General Hospital. My parents used to watch. My grandma watched.
Yeah, I'm a General Hospital.
Everybody in the watching me.
Let's figure out what to do.
Yeah.
And let's give him a storyline. And I don't mean talking to Lois about her accent, and all the stuff. We don't even get on that thing.
God.
So we need to get that going. But anyway,
that's too much.
Hopefully we get more and more and more. Since we have 100 people anyway on the staff, let's use these 100 and let's show them more. Let's get these episode counts going.
Yeah.
Let's get the storyline moving.
I just skipped
Let's start over. Let's start over with some of these storylines, and maybe they'll be a little bit better. Because right now, it's the show that I'm the least interested in watching, and that is saying a lot.
A lot, yeah.
That is saying a whole lot. When I spend my lunch hour at 2:00 watching the show, and now I'm like, I'll watch it tonight.
Yeah,
I'll watch it later. The commercials.
I'll watch it this weekend.
Yeah, I'll watch it over the weekend like that too. And hopefully we'll get it together. And maybe by this time, with all the new people coming back and gone and reshuffling, it'll work out really good. And we'll be happy to talk about it in a more positive way.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So, Phyllis, where can we find you on social media?
Oh, Lord. I am... You can just find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram, Phyllis Thomas. Or you can just find me at TVMusic Network. What about you, Belinda?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Belinda's LA Music, talking about music, soap operas, anything that's coming up. You can also follow us at TV Music Network.
Yep.
And we are also on Instagram. We are on Facebook. We're on Twitter.
Yep.
And we have this podcast.
Yep.
You can find wherever you find your podcast. And spread the word around.
iHeart, Amazon.
We also have a YouTube channel with
Spotify.
all of our videos.
Spotify. I didn't mean Spotify.
All of our videos
SoundCloud.
are on there.
Right.
And closing us out today, and we have an original song.
Yeah.
It's called Eden, and it's from our good friends, John Morgan and Dave Stimiak.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks a lot, guys. Stay cool, everybody. And
try to stay cool.
And we will talk to you guys soon.
Yeah, in the summer. It's coming up. Everybody have a really good vacation, vacation.
Yeah.
People are going back to school.
Go back to school, and we'll
Hope
be back
safe.
talking about the new television series.
Yes.
New TV series being at the podcast.
Yes.
Bye.
Everybody, goodbye.